a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
Hey YouTubers, if you like what you see, make sure you click subscribe below. Today we're going to start our Thursday night triple threat episode. We're going to go over every Thursday game for the rest of the season and give you a review and a preview of those games, and we're going to have a little wall bet in the middle of it. So sit back, crack a cold one, and enjoy. That's like 10 feet behind me.
In a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
You gotta breathe out. It's Howard Nash.
Yeah, can we stop with the, I don't know, just, alright, Travis doesn't care. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here, but I didn't mean to cause tension. I'm sorry. You want to cut it?
No, we're just, there's no way we're going to get to all 8 games, but go ahead.
I love your positivity. Let's go.
Hello, friends and enemies alike. If you're in one of our leagues against us, welcome to the podcast, the Triple Coverage Podcast. Triple Threat, Thursday night bets.
I like the enemy thing. That was good.
You like that? Hey.
Were you working on that? That was good.
No, just off top.
Yeah.
Off top.
We were friends in the off season, but now that we're playing each other, it's there's no more games.
It's cutthroat.
Cut City.
It's for real money. So, for those not familiar, Thursday nights during the season last year, we tried to make it kind of fun and entertaining with some repercussions if you lost. So we do it like a little mini draft. We draw numbers 1 through 3. We do a little snake draft. You get one player from each team. And then however they score fantasy-wise, that's kind of your point total. And the loser has to serve a punishment.
And he's a loser.
Somewhere along the way, that turned into a karaoke version where you change the words around a little bit to fit the players that you have or something that happened in the game.
And why you're mad about it.
And why you're dissatisfied.
Forgot about that segment. What are you mad about?
What are you mad about?
Probably losing that week.
What are the vegans going to eat?
Yeah, we don't know.
That's when they tried to burn down
Portland.
Falls, yeah.
Portland, right?
Yeah, the kid with fireworks tried to burn down the mountain.
How's that doing anyway? Is it?
I think it's okay. It was real spotty, I think, because of the wind. So some spots didn't get hit. I think it's still closed. Going
The
to
one
the
that
top
we
of the
hiked,
falls.
though, is like good?
You can't go up to the top. You got to
Really?
stay at the bridge, yeah.
Until like forever? Or further notice?
I would say further notice. I don't know if forever.
That sucks.
Forever's a long time.
You can't bring fireworks to the very top.
No
You
more
can't
bottle
bring
rockets to the
fireworks
top?
bottom either, I don't think. As much water is around there,
I know.
it's amazing that
Yeah.
some idiot caught it on fire.
The kid was 12, so calm down.
I guess you make mistakes.
One
but
guy ruins it for everybody.
sometimes that mistake turns into a forest fire. That's a bad look.
Well, who's the forest fire guy? The
Smokey
bear?
the Bear?
Smokey.
Smokey the Bear. He now plays for the Baltimore Ravens. John Brown. Smokey.
This guy
Wow.
trying to segues. This guy working on his segues
Wow.
in the off season.
Did
Trying
not
to
know-
talk about football.
I didn't know where you were going there.
Football
Okay. So Thursday night game, who we got?
We have the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles in a little rematch of
Super Bowl champion,
Mhm.
Philadelphia Eagles.
He doesn't like
the
that.
banged up Super Bowl champion Philadelphia
See?
Eagles.
Still champs.
No matter what, they're still champs.
All right, so this is a rematch of the conference? Not the conference finals. This is the rematch of the
Not the NFC Championship game.
no, because that was against the
Wow,
Vikings.
we're good.
No,
we're
it's
good
a-
around here.
It was not the
divisional round.
yeah, divisional round.
Divisional round. That's the game where Julio Jones dropped that pass in the end zone. It was a real close game.
You keep saying that, man.
Well, it happened. Go back and look at it.
Okay.
Go back and
Well,
rewatch
it benefited them pretty well.
This time, just like last year when they played, no Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
They've already ruled him out for the game. Nick Foles will be getting the start. The line opened up at 4, but once the Carson Wentz news came out that he was officially out, the line dropped down to 2.5. Philadelphia is still favored. Over-under is 45, so that dropped a little bit too. Where do you guys see this game going? Because I tell you what, I liked it a hell of a lot better when it was Atlanta +4 as opposed to now only getting 2.5.
I'm surprised the line only moved 1.5 points, to be honest. You looked at Le'Veon Bell was just ruled out for week 1, and the line changed almost 4 full points. And now you're talking about the starting quarterback for the team being out. You would think that it would reflect a little bit more than it did. But I really like Atlanta in this game. I don't know Why? I guess just because of injuries to the Eagles, because it's not just Carson Wentz that's out. You also have Alshon Jeffrey who's out as well. So their number one wide receiver is Nelson Aguilar, and number 2 is Mike Wallace. Isn't really that threatening to me. Like, I'm not scared of that by any means, and Atlanta's at full strength right now. So I like Atlanta to win this game outright. I don't think they need points.
Yeah, I think I doubt that Nick Foles is 100% as well. Like,
Yeah.
he got banged up in the preseason as well.
Was it a shoulder or?
I think it was a couple things.
Yeah.
One of them was a shoulder. It got
That was a
tweaked
more
all weird.
significant, yeah.
But yeah, I think it was at least 2 different things.
Injuries, right.
Yeah, the shoulder and the other one I can't remember exactly off the
It
top
may have
of
been
my head.
back. It was like back spasms or something like that. So it may have even happened on the same play when he got drilled into the ground. It could have happened on the same exact play.
Drilled him. He didn't get drilled into the ground.
I'm pretty sure the way he got
Well,
drilled and he landed on his shoulder. Like that's how he.
No. He drilled himself into the ground.
Well, that's
Like,
even
it
worse.
like
Oh, yeah,
it like
yeah.
torqued
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he felt like
Yeah.
he went straight down to the
Yeah.
ground. But anyways,
Somebody didn't land on top of him or anything.
that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Yeah, this game I kind of like Atlanta myself. I know Philly's deep. I know they got a good defense. And they got a good offensive line, so I expect them to try to run the ball quite a bit. But this is the second year for Sarkisian. Toward the end of the year last year, Atlanta did kind of start clicking it and putting it together after they started kind of getting used to some of the Sarkisian ways. So I look to them to come out and really be ready to roll. And the way they lost that game, I think I love the matchup.
Me too.
This is
It's a great way to start the year.
It's must-see TV.
For sure. I mean, everyone that plays fantasy or bets or does anything with the NFL, I mean, this is what you want to see is 2 heavyweights going at it. But I just wish that both teams were at full strength. That's all.
Yeah, Atlanta comes into this pretty healthy. Like
Yeah, that's
Atlanta doesn't
surprising.
have anybody on
Even
the offensive
Julio
side of the
Jones.
ball.
Even Julio Jones is not questionable.
That's yet.
Week 1, that's it.
Yeah, yet he's not. So if you look at this from a standpoint of like, a revenge factor where Atlanta wants to show that they were, where they were last year and they belonged to be there, then yeah, I like Atlanta in this game quite a bit. Obviously, Philadelphia's still going to have a good season. Like Nick Foles won them the Super Bowl. He was there in the whole playoff stretch. So even though he didn't get them to the Super Bowl, like he won it for them. So he's still a viable backup to Carson Wentz.
But if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you got to sit there for the whole pregame of the raising the banner and the presentation of the trophy and all that other stuff. Like
It
you would
might
think
get
that
them
would,
fired up.
right? But it's also going to get the crowd fired up in Philly, and the crowd's going to be going ballistic. Our friend Ron is actually going to the game with his wife. Game 1, he spent $800 a ticket to go. Yeah, 40-yard line. I think he said like 12 rows up or 10 rows up, but pretty damn good seats. And he got them for $800 a piece, and he's going to the game, I guess. Which I was like, damn. So he was kind of pissed that Carson Wentz wasn't playing, obviously. But he's like, you know what? I still think they're going to win with Nick Foles and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, the true Philly fan in him doesn't want to believe that it's a downgrade to go to Nick Foles. And now no Alshon Jeffrey either. And no, who's the other receiver?
Matt Collins.
No Matt Collins. I mean, I don't know. To me, by all accounts, that defense is going to have to step up big time for them to keep them in the game with Atlanta's high-powered offense, in my opinion.
The weird thing for me though too is I like both of their defenses. I think that Philly's stacked on defense, and I think Atlanta has a really good defense too. They're very underrated. Atlanta's defense,
Underrated, but nowhere near Philly's defense.
right? But I still think they're underrated,
Mhm.
and for some reason I still like the over in this game. I still think there's going to be a lot of points. And when they played in the playoff game, there wasn't a lot of points scored. But 45.5, I don't know. Maybe it's just the gambler in me that hates taking the under, but
For sure
I
it
want
is.
to bet the over in this
For
game.
sure it is.
So, yeah, especially because I think one of the strengths of Atlanta is their cornerbacks.
Mhm.
They put a lot of money in their 2 cornerbacks.
Yes.
So them being able to kind of contain Wallace and
Ertz.
Aguilar, and Ertz Ertz is probably the one guy that is probably going to have a decent game, I would think, and the running game. I just feel like Philly has to try to control the clock. Can't let it get out of hand because then you're going to ask Foles to start flinging it around and slinging it around, whipping it out. And
I hope he
he's
does.
already thrown some interceptions. He hasn't looked that good in the preseason.
They do call him Big Dick Nick, don't they? So maybe
That was
he'll
Eric
look it up.
Decker.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? They call Eric Decker Big Dick Nick?
No,
That's
that
weird.
was his nickname, not Nick. I think he just added the Nick because it rhymed. I don't know. I never heard of that.
So they just called Eric Decker Big Dick.
And his wife did.
Okay. I don't know. Very far left.
I think you're
there, I guess.
confusing two different stories into one story.
I'm
Confusing
confusing
two
one
different
penis with
leagues.
another guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about 2 penises. And
No, I think they were calling him that.
Oh.
Philly fans were calling him that because of the
Oh,
play.
yes,
the
yes,
play
yes,
that he
yes,
ran,
yes, yes.
it took a lot of balls to run that play,
Yes.
and with balls usually comes wiener. I mean, Sorry.
Well, you would assume, but you never know.
So sorry, guys. Check your facts.
Anatomy class has concluded.
Yeah, I think you need to Google Nick Foles' wiener. Because I don't think that's.
Just check your phone. I think you got some dick pics.
It's just a name. I didn't make it up. Sorry. My apologies.
Okay. Well,
All right. So do we want to move on
off the rails
to
for sure.
who we took?
Yeah, let's get to that because
the
obviously
draft?
we don't have a punishment yet because we haven't played a Thursday game yet. But starting week 2, there will be punishments.
What are you gonna sing, Jay?
It's gonna be me.
I know you already have something written out.
No, I don't have anything.
in the hole.
Yes, yes.
I don't have anything written up, but I have songs that I've heard on the radio that I'm like, you know what, this would be a damn good game, or this would be a good song to sing a
lose to?
punishment to.
I have to admit I did that as well. I
So
have in my
I have-
notes. I have like 4 or
yeah.
5.
I have one that I keep hearing, and every time I hear one of the words in the song, it makes me think of Garoppolo. So I'm like, man, if I ever lose with Garoppolo, this song is gonna be the one.
When do the 49ers play on Thursday night, basically, right?
Do
Right.
they?
Well, I'll be aiming for that. So with the number 1 pick, I took Julio Jones.
You did. You drew the. So we did random draw. We put a 1, 2, 3 out there. We drew the number. Whoever got the number 1 pick, we did it like a snake draft, just like the your fantasy drafts go. And Jay drew number 1. He took Julio. Travis, you drew the number 2.
Yeah, the 102. I took Devontae Freeman.
At the 103, I took Zach Ertz, and they were so nice to me, they let me go 2 times in a row because I felt bad, and I took Tevin Coleman at the 104, and then Travis went,
Jay Ajayi, running back strong.
yeah, so Freeman and Ajayi for Travis, Zach Ertz and Tevin Coleman for James, and Jay went.
I finished up with Mike Wallace. So
Tell the
I
people,
went,
though, why you went Mike Wallace instead of Nelson Aguilar, who obviously is the number 1 on the team.
For me, it was he obviously the number 1.
Right now, in this
Without
game,
Alshon, yeah. Who would you say is number 1?
I don't think they have a number 1. I think it's Wallace and Aguilar are the starters, but I don't know who
Would
gets
you
more
say
targets.
Would you say that Aguilar and Wallace is still better than Dallas Cowboys wide receiving core?
No,
Really?
I wouldn't.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
I went with Wallace
Because,
I think it's going to be hard. If I did lose, it'd be hard to find something that rhymes with Aguilar.
but instead of just going with Nelson or saying something else and just avoiding the name altogether, he decided to change up his pick, which is means we're already in his head. Week 1, which I love that.
So you can pencil Aguilar in for like 2 touchdowns
Yeah.
and like 100 yards receiving.
Play him in your flex spot.
Yeah, I mean, I almost would rather have Aguilar than Tevin Coleman, to be honest.
But you can't have 2 guys in the same.
Right. I was gonna ask you guys if I can make. No. Okay.
No. Gotta be
No
one from each
exceptions.
team, buddy.
Please. Okay. So yeah, Julio and Wallace. So whoever we actually do, the 2 guys that we have on our team combined, their scores in a PPR league. We'll pick our league that we're gonna use, which last year I think we used our Venetian league for scoring, and then whoever ends up being first, congratulations to the winner. Whoever finishes second, also congratulations. You're not the winner, but you didn't lose. All you wanted is to not finish third. Whoever finishes third will have to sing a song next week on the Thursday night preview game. Right?
That's going to be magic right there. We're going to come up with all new songs. If you haven't heard any of the songs from previous punishments,
Mm-hmm.
I ask you to go back and if you're not subscribed to us, go back and download those Thursday night triple threat episodes.
You know what? I'm not promoting the fact that I want people to listen to that. Some of them are really bad.
Oh,
like
yeah.
mine, I cringe. I try to play them for my girlfriend in the car, and she's like, "I can't." I literally, my skin's crawling. I'm like cringing. It's so bad because it's hard to time it out when it's on live radio, and so none of us can sing, for one. None of us can really write that well to begin with, and so now you're live,
But
and
they're
you know it's
funny.
being recorded, and you know it's on TV, or you know it's on the air. It's hard. It's hard to time it right, and like my heart's pounding through my chest every time.
This will be the first time because all of last season we had it on iTunes, obviously, but we didn't have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And this will be the first
I don't
time.
know.
We're gonna record that episode. On
It's
YouTube?
going to be recorded, bro.
But see, the thing
And
is,
you're
is that-
sitting front and center, so just be ready for
Yeah,
when
we
you
gotta
lose.
make a little studio in here because I want a little box full of like wigs and just costumes.
Dang, you want to do it all up, huh?
So if I'm gonna do like an Axl Rose or something, I want to be able to throw on the wig and get into.
What song would you
character,
sing if it was Axl?
Depends on
Welcome to the Jungle?
November Rain.
Mr. Brownstone.
I can't come up with any other ones. I know Welcome to the Jungle. That's it. Welcome to the Jungle.
Paradise City.
Oh, that's what it was. Damn it! I knew there was another one in there. I should have known. That was the other big one, right? Next week is the week 2 is Baltimore and Cincinnati. So that'll be the episode that we'll go back and do the loser to that. But I hate to look too far ahead, but I also like to also be prepared. So I'm probably gonna pick a song and maybe even consider writing something before Thursday night.
Just in
To
case.
be honest, yeah.
I actually,
Like to over prep.
right before Travis got to the studio, I actually was telling you, like, there's a song I keep hearing on the radio, and I keep thinking that I'm gonna sing a song to it. I almost wrote lyrics last night, not as a punishment, but like
Just for fun.
just for fun, for this episode. But I never got around to writing. I may still do it. I may still do it, but it has
What
nothing to do
artist?
with like.
What artist?
It's Weezer.
Hmm.
And it's their
Sweater?
No,
Sweater
it's their
song?
remake. No, it's their new song. They did a remake of Africa, the '80s song from Toto.
Yeah.
You know that song.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm thinking of Lion King.
Oh,
The Lion King one?
I touched
No.
the rains down in Africa.
Bless the Rains.
Never heard
Bless
that
the
before.
rains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
touch, bless. You know, you make.
What's the chorus of that? That's the chorus?
I'm already.
Yeah,
I'm already
I bless the
rewriting.
rains down in Africa.
There's nothing that 1,000 men
Yeah.
or more could ever do.
You know, it's
I'm
an 80s.
sure I know it, but you guys are singing it really bad, I guess, because
It's an 80s song that Weezer basically just remade, and it sounds pretty good, but it keeps playing on the radio.
So
it's
you're
like
gonna
on,
run it?
It's like on 4 different stations. So if you just surf around
4
the
different
radio,
stations.
yeah, I've heard it on like
Spanish
Mix 94.1
station?
and 107.5, and I heard it on 106.5 the other day. Like every station's playing it, like it's a brand new song, but really just a remake. But I was gonna sing that to Derrick Henry as like my man crush song to Derrick Henry.
Whoa, so that's nothing even to do with Thursday night, you're saying?
Correct. That's why I didn't.
Anytime
prepare
you
any
want to
lyrics.
write a song or do something, you do it, bro, and I'll get it in here, don't worry. I will make sure it's either in the intros or somewhere in there.
How does that go? Like Derek? Like how's that? You?
No, it was like, how does the chorus?
Should I pull it up right now on the...
I lick the balls of Derek.
No. No, it's like because the chorus starts with like, it's gonna take a lot to take me away from you.
Okay, all right.
And it's
Okay.
like, there's nothing that 100 trades or more could ever do. Like that
this
type
guy.
of thing. Yeah.
Weezer, Africa?
Yeah. #1 trending.
Oh
as
wait,
soon as you
what's
punch
the
in
what's it called? Karaoke?
Yeah. As
There
soon
it
as you
is.
punch that up,
See, it
yeah. I
comes
haven't
up.
written any lyrics for it, but
It's just the Toto version is.
which is the same. I mean, the
Okay.
song is the same.
Oh, you know what? YouTube with the ad. Hang on. Ready, Jay?
1641. You can cut that out, bro.
Ready?
I don't have any lyrics ready for it.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
do
just
it right
letting
now. Why not?
But this is what I was thinking. I was gonna write lyrics last night, and I never got around to it.
Yeah.
You heard it's
You're
like.
not gonna go? I know you'll come up with something. Go.
Not off the top of my head, I won't.
This was
Now you know
Okay,
this, right?
now I
this was
know
the
it.
jam back
Yeah.
in the day, dude.
Hasn't even started yet. It starts with I hear the drums echoing tonight.
Yeah.
Ready?
Look.
You're not
I hear
really
Derrick
singing,
Henry's
I mean.
balls echoing my mouth. I mean, how much of a crush did you have on it? Did you let it all out?
No, I thought it would be kind of funny because everyone knows how I have a man crush on Derrick Henry.
Mhm.
I thought it would be funny, and every time that song comes on, that's every time I think it's like there's nothing that 100 trades or more could ever do.
Mm.
Since I turned down every trade for Derrick Henry, so I thought it would be kind of funny to do that. I never got any lyrics for that.
Since we are running a little, we're good on time. To take 2 or 3 minutes. Is there anyone on the Philadelphia Eagles in your flex spot at wide receiver that you feel comfortable starting in your lineup week 1? Aguilar or Mike Wallace or maybe even Dallas Goedert as a I don't know, deep tight end. I'm not sure. I'm kind of reaching there, but anybody?
I mean,
You feel comfortable?
Aguilar or Wallace, I would
Both.
probably take a shot on.
Really?
And
Okay.
flex, yeah, I would do both on flex.
Sanu or Calvin Ridley? Are you playing either one of those two guys in your flex?
I would do Sanu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not really.
I wouldn't. No, not yet.
Damn it.
And I would play Coleman in flex too. I would be
Tevin Coleman for sure. Yeah. If you
Clement? No.
no
Clement's
man,
borderline for
I
me.
know he's borderline for me, man.
But see, like
Because of Alshon being out, I think he's going to be more relevant maybe in the passing game. Maybe a couple of dump downs, or maybe they split him out.
But it's hard in week 1 though because you don't have any bye weeks. Like if you had one of those
Right.
weeks where you had 4 or 6 teams on a bye,
You're probably hurting to get
then
somebody
maybe
in.
I can put Clement in my flex spot. But everyone's playing this week. So
You feel comfortable starting Nick Foles if you're streaming a quarterback and maybe you have Carson Wentz and Nick Foles is there, or do you think there's a lot better options out there like the Andy Dalton's playing the Colts and
I think there's better options there. If it's a 2 quarterback league, we're talking super flex. I feel okay with him as my number 2. I actually feel pretty good about that. But if it's as far as like a 1 quarterback league, I don't feel.
you roll out Foles?
I don't feel comfortable.
I'm having a hard time with Matt Ryan. I'm benching him in a super flex league. I have Blake Bortles and Somebody else is a lot better. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm benching Matt Ryan because he's on the road in Philly. And even though I think Atlanta could win this game, I just think it's going to – I don't think – unlike you, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think they go over 45 points. I think it's a lot.
Are you going to bet under?
Yeah, I'll take Atlanta in the under probably.
Wow.
Does that kill you?
I hate betting under.
Well, I mean, I don't love it.
He's betting it. You're not.
It feels like you're betting it though, huh? But you can go against me because the chance of us both winning is like slim and none already. So might as well go against me.
I'm like 98%
Well, that's just-
sure I'm taking over. on
That's
this
just
game.
then,
I
then
hate
I'm
betting
definitely
under.
taking the under.
Well, just bet the total.
All of a sudden at halftime
Right,
it's
right. Just bet the side. Then.
24-20 and your ticket's done. It's a wrap.
Whose ticket?
I'm saying if you bet under and then all of a sudden first half it just happens to be some things go right for both teams and it's 24-20.
Then the second half, then you bet the other side.
Now you're chasing your chasing your
chase the
bet.
dragon.
So what if you're at halftime and it's 3-0?
I'm
But
not
then he's-
rebetting it.
But then he
How
still
do you
has a,
feel?
I'm
but he's
praying
still
for
have a
garbage.
chance.
But his thing is he still has a chance of
Still
like
alive.
a couple of pick sixes and whatever.
Correct.
No, I get that.
There's
but
still a
that's,
chance.
But that's how the sportsbook makes their money. Is people are going to be living in fear of the what if they come out and score this many points and then you end up changing your bet. So what do you actually think? Not take betting aside. Say you weren't putting money on it. Do you really think they're going to score more than 46 points? If you didn't have any money on the game, you're just watching as a spectator. You think they score? That's like you just said. That'd be 27 to 20 essentially. That's
Or
a lot of points.
24-21. You're talking about 24-23.
You still lose by the hook. It's 45.5, right? Depending on where you get it. Okay.
Let's go on Vegas Insider here and see what the right now it's
45. Okay. So 24 to 21 is a push. That's
Right.
a lot of scoring, dude. You're talking 6 touchdowns and a field goal with one of the top 5 defenses in the league and Atlanta Falcons, and then the team is playing Atlanta Falcons has a backup quarterback. I don't know. I'm bet the under with confidence for me. If it happens to be a high-scoring shootout in the first half, then hey, hopefully it goes to Ertz and Coleman, and I win my triple threat wall bet. I mean, there's always a positive
What
spin.
happens if by the second quarter Nate Sudfeld's in?
You-
that's
You're gonna
possible.
wish you had the under.
Foles ain't 100% either. I'm not
I
saying
agree.
he's that banged up, but he's not 100% for sure.
You think they yank him like Nathan Peterman type thing? Like if he comes out and throws 2 picks?
No,
Nah, probably not.
Like he's good for the whole game? But he might get hurt or something.
unless he
like,
gets hurt.
Well, yeah, he's not 100%.
He's
So
probably have to get hurt.
it's very possible. Come on. I need Zach Ertz to have at least a couple of touchdowns for me to have a chance. I like Freeman and Ajayi more than any of the rest.
Ajayi is going to be a good one if you have to sing about it. Jay Ajayi.
Why?
Just rolled right off the tongue. I think it's going to be a tough one.
You don't have to use the last name. He could say Jay.
It's better to use the last
Okay.
name.
Willie May.
I think the best combo right there is going to be the
What do you
Ertz,
say?
Just me.
Ertz Coleman is going to be a good one. I think you can go a lot of different ways with that one.
It hurts.
hurts so
yeah,
bad.
exactly. Can I do your I hurts myself today, Johnny Cash, to see if I still.
No, we'll get all new songs this season.
All right. So you guys, anything
no-
else?
No
No replays. There was one that I wanted to do from last season, but not the same verse. The second verse, I ended up hearing it in the car. I'm like, why didn't I not do this originally? But I'll check with my panel here before I do that. Anything else you guys want to add to Thursday night review preview?
No, I'm excited. Football season is finally here.
Finally, dude, I've been chomping at the bit.
All those bits.
All them bits have been chomped on.
You guys ready to crack it?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
crack
Crack
it.
it.